Hi, good evening, everyone. I just want to introduce to you our speaker for tonight. So her name is Miss Catherine Aguito. Catherine is an authorized IRS enrolled agent, and she was born and raised in the Philippines and moved to the United States in 2007. She has been preparing tax returns for over 10 years for both individuals and businesses. She owns Tax for Less LLC, based in Los Angeles, that focuses on helping taxpayers resolve their liabilities and back tax issues with the Internal Revenue Service and for all 50 states. So yeah, let's welcome Miss Catherine, and she will talk about income tax.
I want to welcome you for this webinar for the introduction to U.S. individual income tax. So hopefully may maituro naman ako. So okay, I guess we can start. So first, I wanted to again kind of explain to you kung sino ako, what I do. I just like Shari mentioned earlier, I am an enrolled agent. So an enrolled agent is actually a person who has earned the privilege of representing taxpayers before the Internal Revenue Service. Ang ang IRS, Internal Revenue Service, is the parang BIR sa atin. So technically, we are, as an enrolled agent, we are credentialed by the IRS either, through passing series of exams, or if you are a previous IRS employee, so you can be an enrolled agent. So yun ang ginagawa ko. I have been doing this for a while, I guess over 10 years. So hopefully makatulong ako sa mga katulad natin na sa atin na mga nag-uumpisa, maybe to learn more about US income tax or how they, how to prepare tax return. So okay, let's start. Different types of US taxes. As marami tayong different mga iba-ibang taxes. Meron tayong individual income tax, meron tayong payroll tax, meron tayong corporate income tax, merong excise, estate, at marami pang iba. As you see in the graphic here, income tax is the largest part of the pie. 51% of the taxes are coming from the income tax, individual income tax. Another largest is payroll tax. And then the rest is coming from corporate tax. And then the rest are, different types of taxes. So really, the biggest is the income tax, which yun yung pag-uusapan natin dito sa araw na to. As defined, ano nga ba yung individual income tax? So let me define sa inyo kung ano yung mga different taxes na ito. Individual income tax is a tax withheld on wages. So sa mga mga sweldo ng mga taxpayer, salary, dividends, interest, or any other types of income na nare-receive ng person, ng isang tao, hindi ng business, hindi ng yung mga estate or trust, yung mga ganon. So ito personal, individual, kaya siya tinatawag na individual income tax. Ang payroll tax naman, it is a tax paid on wages and salaries of employees to finance Social Security programs, Medicare, and unemployment insurance. So, payroll tax really is a tax na tinatanggal sa sweldo nyo na binabayad ng employer. The employer remits these taxes to the IRS. So this one is not coming directly from you. However, it is yun yung withheld. I don't know sa atin, from what I remember when I was working there long time ago, meron din akong withholding sa paycheck ko. So katulad din dito, yun yung binabawas and then binabayad ng employer sa IRS directly. So yun yung mga payroll tax. Now, corporate income tax, which is the third one, it's a tax on the profits of a corporation, or a business. So these are taxes paid on a company's taxable income. So, business income tax, corporate income tax. So, yun lang yung mga, different types of terms nila. Sa mga naman yon, corporation o mga small businesses. Ngayon, yung mga excise, yan, mga iba, marami pa tayong ibang taxes. Excise tax, estate yung mga nag-pass away, yung mga namatay na may mga naiwan na ari-arian. So, yun yung estate tax. So, it just comprises of a little, it's a little pie of the whole thing. The most is talaga galing sa individual income tax. So, okay. So, hopefully, yun siya. Yun ang mga different taxes niya. Different taxes natin. Now, ano ba ang individual income tax? So, more to it, just like, sa atin sa Pilipinas, at its most basic is when the government takes part of your income. So, ang example daw is if you make 50,000 of income for 1 year and the income tax rate is 10%, the government will take 5,000 from you. So that's if, to make it simple, kung 10% daw ang income tax rate. So usually ang government, especially, sa US, alam natin lahat yan, we are very much into, military, yung mga freeways, yung mga highways, yan ang ginagamit namin or ng US to improve yung country, to fund yung mga military expenses, yung mga, mga kung ano-ano nilang dyan, yung mga military natin, mga baril or, mga kanilang mga activities. So, technically, and I think it's across the board, across the whole, yan ang purpose talaga ng income tax. Yan ang basic purpose ng ating income tax is to fund the government activities. So, yun ang individual income tax. Now, another thing is, paano ba yung individual income tax, paano ba tayo nagfa-file? Okay? Paano, kailan, ano ang ginagamit to file? So, I don't know if you are well aware, but minsan nagbasa na rin ako ng income tax natin sa Philippines eh. Hindi ko lang matandaan ang ating form, kung anong mismong tawag dun sa form natin. But here in the US, ang basic natin na form is Form 1040. It's called Form 1040. So it is the standard US individual tax return form that taxpayers use to file their annual income tax. So annual income tax. It does consist of 2 pages, of course, excluding yung mga schedules kasi marami tayong schedules yung mga attachments. But the main 1040 includes 2 pages, which has 5 sections. So as we go, sa mga next slides natin, I will show you and kind of give you a brief, overview kung ano yung mga 5 sections na yon. So here, kung makikita nyo, this is the first page of our individual income tax return, which is called for short is Form 1040. So ayan siya, Form 1040. This 1040 is actually from 2020. Naiiba-iba ang form natin every year. Actually, beginning from so long ago up to 2018, pare-pareho ang itsura ng Form 1040 natin. Until 2018 when President Trump came in, marami siyang naging changes si President Trump. I don't know kung napansin nyo. Ang dami niyang ginawa, meron siyang changes na hindi niya na tinatax yung mga corporate or businesses. Ginawa na lang niyang flat fee na 20%. Maraming medyo na nagalit basta marami siyang change. Ultimo yung 1040 natin na form. Now, after President Donald Trump, unti-unti nang bumabalik ulit sa dati niya sa 2018. So if you see the 2020, this is pretty much how it looks like prior to 2018. So personally, I think it's actually better this way. So compared dun sa ginawa ni President Trump. Kasi si President Trump, if you notice, one page ang 1040. Ayan, one page. Ito yung second page. So, first and second. Pero si President Trump, ginawa lang siyang kasing laki ng para siyang half a page. So, imagine from 2 pages to half a page. Moving forward, so this is how our 1040 looks like. The first page and the second page. Now, ano ba ang mga sections ng ating 1040? So like I mentioned earlier, there are 5. There are 5 sections. So let's focus on the first section. So first section is called information. So this is the area where we indicate the basic information of the taxpayer. So as you see at the top, we have the first name, the middle initial, the last name, and the social security number. Ang social security number, pareho tayo. Sa Philippines is yung ating TIN, tax identification number. It is a unique number that doesn't replicate to any others. So ikaw lang ang meron nun, no one else. Dito din yung address, makikita nyo dyan. Dito din yung mga dependents natin. So kung, say for example, may mga anak, yung taxpayer may anak, may pamangkin, na sinusuportahan nila. So ito yon. This is where, they put the dependents. And lastly is the filing status. So we have different filing status. Number 1 is single. So single is obviously unmarried. So these are unmarried persons without dependents. Now, another filing status is married filing jointly. Mag-asawa, husband and wife. They can have dependents. It doesn't really matter. Basta as long as they're legally married, husband and wife, filing together, that's what they're going to use, filing jointly. There's another one which we call married filing separately. So for this married filing separately status, you have to be legally married, or that your taxpayers have to be legally married. Kaya lang, there are some people, or there are some husband and wives who does not want to commingle their income. So there are so many different reasons why they don't want to commingle, meaning ayaw nila pagsamahin yung kanilang income. So this is the filing status they're gonna use. So again, if you are married, there's only 2. You have to either do jointly or you have to do separately. Now, another filing status is head of household, which is non-married people or non-married person with dependents. So yun naman, kapag madalas yan, if you are a single parent, or kunwari naman, single ka, but yung dependent mo, maybe, yun nga, pamangkin, or kapatid, or baka meron kang girlfriend, fiancé na sinusuportahan mo. So, head of household. Hindi ka married. Legally unmarried. So, si head of household yan. Now, the last one is qualifying widower. So as you see, widower meaning your spouse passed. So meaning na wala na si husband or wala na si wife. There is a parang merong lang 2 years after your husband or wife passed na pwede ka mag-claim ng qualifying widower. You can claim qualifying widower if you have children. So children lang. Kapag namatay na si asawa, may 2 years ka na mag-file ng qualifying widower, pero dapat may children, may child. May child kang i-claim. Hindi pwedeng pinsan, hindi pwedeng pamangkin. So only a child can qualify you to use this filing status. Now, the reason why there's different filing status is because along those each filing status, may mga credits, may mga allowed credits na pwede mong gamitin, which we can, talk about briefly later on in this presentation. So that's the first section. Straightforward, pretty much, you just input all your taxpayer's first name, address, social security, their dependents, and their filing status. So yun yung ating first section, information. Now, going to the next is the income. So ano bang income? Ito siya. Nandito siya sa part ng 1040. So as IRS defined income, ang sabi ni IRS, it can be in any form of money, property, or services you receive in the tax year. So meron tayong two types of income, earned and unearned. Ang earned income is yung pinagtrabahuhan mo. So these are wages, salaries, tips, at kung ano pa. It could be another earned income is kung sole proprietor ka, kung meron kang, sole proprietor business, or sole proprietor ka ng isang maliit na business. So those are earned income. Ano naman yung unearned? Ang unearned income, it includes any type of money you receive that you didn't directly work for. So ano yung mga example na yon? Example are interest. So you earn interest from a savings account or from any type of account that yields an interest. Dividends, so same thing sa mga stocks na, or if you're part of a corporation, shareholder ka, the corporation issue the dividend. So yung mga yon could be social security benefit. Yun yung sa mga ating retirees, hindi na sila nagwo-work, they receive social security benefit. That's considered unearned. Pension, annuities. So ayan, mga unearned siya. So typically yun yung different types of income. There's so many other types of income that we consider taxable. That's capital gain. Capital gain is a good example is if you say, for example, you sold a home, your primary home. So, based on sa pagkakabili mo ng bahay mo at sa pagkakabenta mo ng bahay mo, you had a gain. So that's called capital gain. So there are, there are times that the sale of your main home is non-tax, but most of the time it's tax. So capital gain ang tawag doon. And then other types of income, yun nga, like I said, if you're a sole proprietor, yung sa business mo, yung sa maliit na business mo, or it could be unemployment, it could be alimony. So there's just so many different types of income. Pero sabi ni IRS, it can be in any form of money, property, services you receive in a tax year. So sabi ni IRS, lahat ng na-receive mo in a form of money, services, property, yun. Ano siya? Income siya. Okay? So that's the second part of our 1040. Now, the third part, or actually ito pala, sorry. So second part, I want to show you yung mga common types of income that we receive. So remember here, number one is wages, salary, tips, and then ito yung mga unearned, social security benefits. So ito siya. We receive every year, we receive a tax form that corresponds to an income. So say for example, this one, Form W2. This is the most common one, number one common tax form that we receive. Ito siya kapag ka-empleyado ka. So this is what you receive when you're an employee. if you're working for an employer. It is used by the IRS to report wages paid to employee. Dito makikita mo rin which are yung mga tax withheld. So ano yung mga binabawas um, from our income. So ayan, federal income tax, social security tax, Medicare tax. So yan yung mga payroll tax na sinasabi natin kanina. And then the rest, ito state tax. So, ayan siya. So, yan yung W-2 natin. Number one, you'll see if you are going to help your client or your taxpayer, number one common is ito, W-2. Definitely, you'll see this one, especially if they're working for an employer. Another sample is this is a form 1099 SSA. So, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na Social Security benefit. So, this one, it is a year-end statement, just like the W-2, na nare-receive naman ng ating mga um, retiree, yung mga, ano bang tawag doon? Pensionado. So, Social Security, ito naman siya. One type of pension is Social Security. So, ito naman yung nare-receive nila at the end of the year to report yung income na na-receive nila from the Social Security. Another one, the third common is 2020 1099 NEC. So, ang tawag sa NEC, shortcut yan for non-employee compensation. So, beginning 2020, or actually prior to 2020, this used to be called 1099 miscellaneous. So, for some reason, they changed it in 2020. It became 1099 NEC, non-employee compensation. So, it is a form used by businesses to report payments made to independent contractors, freelancers, sole proprietor, and self-employed. So, I think most of us dito, lalo na dito sa ating group, we are freelancers, we are independent contractors, sole proprietor. So if you are in the US, this is the form that you will receive from the people you work for, or I guess from the companies that you had contract with. So ito siya, 1099 NEC. So those three, again, W-2 is the number one common form that your taxpayer or your client receives. 20 Social Security is just another form of yung mga retirement income natin. And this one, 1099 NEC, is the third most common used by ng ating mga freelancers, independent contractors, yan, yung mga self-employed, yan ang mga nare-receive nila. So third section, deduction. So ano ba yung deduction? Ito siya, nandito naman siya sa area ng ating 1040. So bandang from makikita nyo naman, it started from line 11 to 14. Ayan. So, ano ba ang deduction? Deductions can reduce the amount of your income before you calculate the tax. Oh, there are so many different types of deductions. And I'm sure, we don't have enough time to discuss one by one. But according to the IRS, the two main deductions that we have is standard deduction and itemized deduction. So let me go to the second page, or actually, ayan pala. Dito siya. May schedule kasi siya eh. So, to see the deduction, yung listahan ng mga deduction na yun, nasa form Schedule A, which is another attachment or an attachment that has a whole lot of list of deductions. Pero with the IRS, dalawa lang yan. They either allow your standard deduction, or they will allow an itemized deduction. So ano ba yung standard deduction? Ang standard deduction, if you look here on the left side, kaya siya sinasabi na standard kasi it's automatically given to anyone, to everyone who files a tax return. Depende yan kung are you filing Are you filing single ba? Are you filing joint ba? Are you filing separately ba? Head of household or qualifying widower. So katulad niyan, nandito sa gilid, kapag single ka or married filing separately, automatic bibigyan ka daw ni IRS ng 12,400 na deduction. So meaning, kung meron kang 20,000 na income, automatic from that income, 12,400 of which hindi siya taxable kasi deduction siya. Automatic yon given by the IRS. That is what a standard deduction do. So automatic, it reduces your taxable income. Now, if you're filing joint daw or qualifying widower, bibigyan ka daw ng 24,800 na deduction, na standard deduction. So similarly, kapag ka meron kang 20,000 na income, sa example natin, and you're filing joint, say yun na yung combination ng income mo tsaka nung wife mo, ang standard deduction mo daw is 24,800. So with that being said, to kind of give you an idea, 20,000 minus your standard deduction of 24,800, wala ka ng taxable income. Now, for head of household, same thing. 18,650 daw. So, kung yun nga, kung may 20,000 ka, minus 18,650, which is your standard deduction, yung remainder na lang ang taxable income mo. So, and so on and so forth. So, ganun, that's how a standard deduction works. Meron naman tayong tinatawag na isa, itemized deduction. Hindi ko na siya ginawa ng sample or pinul yung Schedule A. Nasa Schedule A kasi yon, another attachment. Pero it's a whole lot of list. Ang itemized deduction, the word itself, itemized, so meaning if you have more than the standard, kunwari if you're single, 12,400. If you have more than 12,400 na deductions, then you are going to itemize. So ano ba itong mga example ng deductions na to? So, pwede yung mga medical out-of-pocket expenses, pwedeng if you're paying for, real estate taxes, donations, mga mortgage interest, meron dyan yung mga, say for example, used to be yung mga unreimbursed employee expenses. So katulad yan, if you are an employee, meron kang binibili para sa work mo na hindi nire-reimburse sa'yo ng employer mo. So yun yung mga yon. So all in all, if you total that deduction, if you itemize at more than the standard yun, syempre, you're gonna pick the itemized deduction kasi it will benefit you more rather than the standard. Kasi if kung single ka, you have 20,000 income, pero ang itemized deduction mo is 15,000 total. So of course you're gonna choose to itemize your deduction, which is the 15,000, versus if you're gonna use the standard, which is only 12,400. So yun ang best example ng ating deduction. So again, deduction can reduce the amount of your income before you calculate the tax you owe. So yun siya. So that's our third section right here. So 1040 natin. Now, fourth section. So ang fourth section natin is nasa second page na ng 1040. These are the credits. So ano ba yung credits? So, compared to deduction, which lowers our taxable income, ano ba yung credit? Credit can reduce the amount of tax you owe or increase your tax refund. So, ano bang example nun? So, say for example, based on the income mo dito, based dito sa taxable income mo, may na-calculate mo na yung taxes. Yung taxes galing yan sa tax table ng IRS, which I'll show you in a little bit. So, say for example, dun sa total, sa tax mo, kunwari, sa example natin, 20,000, minus 12,600. So yung remainder, yun na lang ang taxable income mo. So say for example, for that remainder, ang total tax based on the tax rate or the tax table is for $2,000. So from the $2,000, yun yung total tax mo. Kaya lang, we have different types of credits. So marami tayong different types of credits. One of that is the most common one is yung child tax credit. So ang child tax credit is if you have a child, meron siyang for each child meron siyang bawas na uh, 1,000 for previous years. So 2021 it's 2,000 per child. Say for example, ang tax mo dito is $3,000 or $2,000 minus yung child tax credit mo na 1,000. So yun siya. 1,000 na lang ang tax mo. So technically, ganun how a credit works. Just like, in the real world, when you have a credit, it reduces yung liability or what you owe. So there's just so many taxes. Aside from child tax credit, ang common pa is yung earned income credit. Yan, very, 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 very common yan and popular. Why? Because it gives you it yields to a really, really high refund to some of our taxpayers, especially if they have if they are on the lower side of the income. Kasi pag medyo high na yung income mo, hindi ka na qualified dito sa earned income credit. Pero maraming maybe on the lower side, nakakakuha yan up to $5,000. So maraming may gusto dyan sa earned income credit na yan. Another common credit is if you're going to school. So say for example, yung dependent mo is college student. Yan. Meron ka ring credit. So usually parang 2,500 or 2,500 ang isang credit. Another credit for a student is 2,000. So actually parang 5,000 credit ang pwedeng makuha ng isang estudyante if you have a dependent who's a student. So imagine all of these credits either reduces the tax you owe, could be zero at yung remainder ng credit na yon magiging refund sa'yo. Or it just evens out. Baka dahil dun sa credit na yon, you don't owe them. So say for example, you owe 2,000, tapos yung credit mo is worth $2,000. Say you have one child, one dependent, that's $2,000 credit. So zero. So zero na yung utang mo, wala ka ng utang. So that's what the credits are for. It actually reduces the tax itself. Hindi lang yung taxable amount, yung taxable income mo, kung hindi yung amount of tax na babayaran mo or yung refund mo naman, lalaki. So yun ang use ng credit natin. So that's the fourth section of our 1040. Now the last one is, which is over here. Makikita mo siya. Dito na natin maka-calculate whether there's a refund or there's an amount due. So, paano ba nagkakaroon ng refund? And how do we end up with a refund and how do we end up owing more? So, if for a refund, yun yung mga naririnig natin, oh, I got a refund from the IRS. I got back $5,000. I got back $2,000. I got back $10,000 refund. So a lot of mga taxpayers who get so excited, yan yun yung mga naririnig nating refund. So dito nila yun makikita. Now, paano ba nagkakaroon ng refund? When you have a refund, meaning you have an overpayment. Ang overpayment natin is simple lang. It's you overpaid your tax. So meaning ang total tax mo supposedly is 2,000 lang over here, yung example natin kanina. Pero based on, different types of credits and different types of other payments that you made, sobra-sobra yung binayad natin sa IRS or winitheld sa mga paycheck natin. So that's when you yield a refund. So yun. So it's actually not technically, it's actually not from the IRS. A lot of people say, oh, I got back 5,000 from the IRS. But no, it's not. I always tell my clients, no, it's not from the IRS. Don't thank them, but it is your money. This is your overpayment, meaning you overpaid the IRS, kaya sinusoli lang nila sa'yo. So, yun yung refund. Now, paano naman ako magkakautang? Over here naman yon sa amount you owe, this section here. So, kapag ka naman utang or amount due or amount you owe, unfortunately, kabaliktaran naman. So, if sa refund is overpayment of taxes, sa amount you owe naman is kulang. Kulang yung binayad mo. Hindi ka nagbayad or kulang yung binawas dun sa paycheck mo or sa salary mo or sa tip mo or sa, say for example, for sole proprietor, hindi ka nagbayad ng taxes. So, kaya ka nag-yield ng balance or tax liability. So, yun naman siya. So, technically, yun yung major 5 sections ng ating 1040. Again, just to kind of recap, ang 1040 natin is for individual, personal. So all of this that you see in our 1040, lahat ito ay pertaining to an individual. So this is not what a corporation files or uses. No, they don't use 1040 if it's a corporation. Individual, asawa, husband, wife, tao, hindi business, hindi corporation, hindi trust, hindi estate. So only personal individual ang gumagamit ng 1040. No one else, nothing else. Okay? Now, ways to prepare Form 1040. So diyan na tayo papasok. So ano ba yung mga ways? Marami tayong I think 3 ways. So 3 ways to prepare a 1040. Number 1, maraming taxpayer, lalo na yung mga older, yung mga medyo may mga edad na, because they are very traditional, they prefer to prepare their tax forms using their hand. So meaning mano-mano, manual. So really if you go back to the 1040, talagang sulat. So they just write down, magkano income nila, 7,000. Mano-mano lahat yon. And they look, they use IRS website to actually, understand better kung saan ba nila ilalagay yung income nila, saan ba nila ilalagay yung mga deductions nila, saan ba nila ilalagay or qualified nila sa anong mga types of credit. So mano-mano as in. So I've seen a lot of taxpayers, if we request a copy of their tax returns, it's handwritten. So yun. So one way. Another way is if you are a consumer, so if, just like you and me, pwede ka namang gumamit ng mga tax software, yung mga consumer tax software. May mga free, meron namang mga binabayaran, mga may bayad. So one of the most famous and popular is TurboTax. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of us heard about TurboTax. So TurboTax is not used by tax professionals. It is used by the consumer. So meaning yung tao mismo, ikaw, yung taxpayer mismo. So you buy that online, minsan marami silang promo or parang ini-encourage ka nilang gamitin yung TurboTax is kasi free yung federal, free yung IRS. Minsan very minimal charge. So kaya maraming tao na gumagamit ng TurboTax. And when you after this webinar, you can actually go online and search TurboTax, and you can see I think you can download like a free trial of the TurboTax o yung mga previous years for you to kind of, explore. But I think it's an option for you guys. So just type, sa Google, Intuit TurboTax. The most famous and popular tax software used by consumers. Another one is, I've seen, this is very common too, Free Tax USA. So I think it's a web-based um, tax software, so you don't have to download or you don't have to install like a CD or download and install. No, I don't think so. I think it's web based, so you can do it you can do everything online. You don't have to install anything. Another one is recent. This is very recent. It's Credit Karma. It's free, so they actually want you to use them um, for federal IRS return kasi nga they offer free IRS return. If you need to file a state return, say for example you live in California, so you know kung, other than IRS return, which is the 1040, kailangan mo rin mag-file ng California return. So usually itong mga companies na to, they give you free IRS return, tapos yung state return yon medyo may fee na. I don't know how much, pero yun yung ano nila, yun yung deal nila. Lagi silang free IRS, and then the state return, I think it starts from like $50 and up for a state return. Now, the third one is tax professional. So tax professional, that's you, that's me. So yan tayo. That's where we come in. Marami, and I think more than half of our taxpayers in the US uses tax professional to file their tax returns every year. Now, why would a taxpayer like you would file a tax return using a professional? Kasi maraming taxpayer na they're not very familiar on what they do. Katulad natin, we study it, we go to school, we go through so many years of seminars and trainings just to know our craft. So that's why they go to us, because they want to make sure that they're doing the right thing, or they want to make sure that they're going to maximize their refund, or they're going to make sure, or they want to make sure that they're paying the minimum, legal minimum taxes that they're supposed to pay. So that's what we are here. What we are here for. We offer that service to them because we are knowledgeable and they can rely to us. We can help them, make them understand what they're supposed to do to maximize the refund or pay minimum, liability or taxes to the IRS. Now, um, so tax professional, being as a professional, we use so many different softwares. Personally, I use Intuit products. The one, it's similar, it's same maker ng TurboTax. They're actually very good with tax softwares. They're number one maker of tax software. So yung imbis sa TurboTax for consumer, meron naman sila Pro Series. Actually, hindi lang Pro Series ang gawa ng Intuit. They have LaCert too. LaCert is more complex forms, but in the US it's very yung Pro Series. So later on I can show you a little bit if we have more time. I can probably show you a little bit how a Pro Series looks like. Other softwares, Drake. So another common and popular here, very user friendly. Same as Pro Series. Tax Act is another. LaCert, like I said, is another. And there's just so many other, softwares that a tax professional can use. Sinulat ko na lang yung mga common ones na mai-encounter, na pwede nating ma-encounter or nyo with your clients or with the people you work for. So when to file individual income tax? So April 15. April 15 is yun yung parang sa atin din, April 15 ang deadline. Kaya lang like this year, we have, I think Washington, D.C. They're on a holiday nung Friday. So, ang ginawa ng federal is they moved the deadline to Monday, the next business day. So, April 18 kami for this year ang deadline. Pero we don't really say that anymore so we don't confuse the taxpayers. Lagi lang April 15 para hindi na nalilito. So, just, FYI. So, let's see. So, what's next? So, this is a sample of TurboTax. And this is the sample of Pro Series. Now, TurboTax, ang difference ng mga consumer-based software versus the tax professional software. Consumer-based software is more on interview. So every step of the way, it asks you, what's your name? Katulad niyan, will help you find and import, your banking or, financial information. So very much interview-based para kang sumasagot sa mga tanong. So that it's easy for a taxpayer to answer and input the what you're supposed to input. Now, sa mga professional naman, since you are professional, so more on like form-based siya. So, kasi alam mo na kung saan mo itatype, alam mo na kung saan mo hahanapin. So, yun yung difference. Interview-based yung mga consumer, para kang tinatanong, answer and, question and answer, while yung professional is more on form-based siya. Kasi nga, alam na natin kung saan tayo pupunta. So, yun yung difference ng dalawa. Okay, so this is how a Pro Series looks like. So, when you open the software, it does have what we call the dashboards or home base. So as you see, these are all your clients that you file tax returns for. Now, based on our example kanina, I actually tried to input that. So, ayan siya. So, this is yung main. So, remember the information page or information area where we put, the last name, the name. So, ayan yung addresses. Dito yung filing status, kung naaalala nyo, single, joint, separate. Dito yung dependents. And then so on and so forth. So basically, yung mga nasa baba nito is just, additional information. But that's the first area dun sa 1040 natin. Now, if you look at here, so ito yung replica ng 1040 natin. Andito yung wages, yung income. So if you click here, it's actually gonna take you to where you can input the W-2. So say for example, dun sa ating kunwari na lang ang ating employer is Apple Incorporated. So type mo lang dyan. And then it's gonna ask you, Apple Incorporated information like yung kanilang employer EIN, which is tax identification number ng mga employer. And then you just type yung wages niya. Ang maganda pala dito, kung naalala niyo yung sample natin kanina, may mga box numbers din yon. So those box numbers corresponds to the box numbers dun sa software nyo. So really, it's a matter of inputting the information that you see from the actual W-2. So ito ang itsura ng Pro Series. So very form-based siya. All of these on the left are the common forms, the common tax forms that we get from the client. So you have to input it. Now, after you input it, you'll see everything that you have dito sa main, yung sa ating 1040. So dyan you kind of, can quickly review kung tama ba yung income, kung nagko-correspond ba dun sa mga forms na na-receive nyo. So very, very user-friendly. And I love it. I've been using Pro Series for like who knows how long. And I've based dun sa mga same professional mga kasamahan ko sa industry. This is the software that they use also. So more on that when if you go for the ating courses. So but just to show you, ayan siya. So, yep, Sherry, thank you.
All right. So thank you, Miss Kat. Hi, Sherry here, and I hope that insightful discussion taught you a lot. As mentioned earlier, we have some announcement and a limited time offer for everyone. Let me demonstrate in a few minutes how to get instant access to 10 online courses by expert, plus live training with me and live AMA with 9 coaches. So as you can see, we've made some changes. Yes, new, because we had our first and second batches. And if they wish to upgrade their access, they will just need to pay a very minimal fee. So as you can see, the name of this course is Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind. So if I may continue, let me demonstrate some other training that is part of this deal. So we have QuickBooks Desktop Payroll and Tax Guide with Andy Bon Carlit. We also have QuickBooks Desktop, a powerful tool with Abelino De Sanco. And then we have real estate bookkeeping. We have Regina and Kim. And then we have basic US income taxation. We have Miss Catherine Agito. So we also have basic Philippine taxation, how to file for common BIR tax return. So if we have US taxation, we also have PH taxation. Sa mga gustong ma-master yung local taxation. So this is a very good guide for you guys. So we also have our very own coach Alfie, who will be doing the bookkeeping cleanup and catch up, which is very in demand. Most of the prospects of majority of the niches are looking for someone who will clean up and catch up their books. So this is a must for you guys. And of course, we have our Microsoft Excel because, as you know, most of the accountants and bookkeepers has been using Excel. So even if they have their automated accounting software, they're still having this Microsoft Excel, which is very handy because you can actually create formulas, okay, advanced formulas. So in here, Leia will be helping us to uh, create some functions and VBA. All right. So hold on, it doesn't stop there. All right. So that's not only the training that you'll have if you wish to push through with Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind, because we also have our live trainings. You might be asking, Rise Up Online Learning is only recorded? Actually, Rise Up Online Learning is a hybrid of on recorded videos and lessons and live trainings. All right. So part of the training is our mindset training. So in batch 1 and 2, we had our clarity training. And please keep in mind that this is a 2-hour live training session. And ito po ang exciting part. I'm now adding new training, which is the new productivity training. Okay? Hindi na lang clarity. So you have your clarity now. You need productivity, how to be more productive. So because you understand what you need to do, what you want to do, now how to put it into action to see more results. So that's part of the mindset training. Okay? So next. So as you can see, this is some of the testimonials from the mindset training inside the Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind. So you'll see more testimonial later on for Rise Up Online Learning. Okay, so another new training is we have the Shopify Bookkeeping. Yes, Shopify, because some of I think we have a lot of inquiries about e-commerce bookkeeping, and some are actually asking about Amazon bookkeeping. Well, in fact, as per Miss Alfie, the process for the Shopify cleanup or Shopify bookkeeping process could be applied in Amazon bookkeeping. So if you're interested with Shopify bookkeeping or Amazon, so this is a must. Imagine this is a new training that is included in Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind. All right? Kung bibilangin mo yan, I think that's 10 trainings. Yes, 10 trainings. And imagine 10 trainings in one. Okay, the price, just a price of one. And it doesn't stop there. All right? Plus, the Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind we have our exclusive and private Facebook group. You can get access to a private and engaged community for accountability and support, and celebrate wins. This is where we post a schedule for live Q&A sessions or live AMA. And then we also have this live Ask Me Anything session with each Rise Up Online Learning mentors. So you can get your question answered live by Rise Up Online mentors. And we also have our Discord messaging. Okay, so Discord messaging is like a messenger wherein you can reach out to the mentors if you have any questions. You can send them message directly, or you can send a message in the channel specifically for that mentor. Say for real estate, um, for PH taxation, US taxation, QBD, or QB payroll. So we have different channels for those mentors. And you'll have all those channels if you enrolled inside Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind. All right. So to sum up the training, you will get the following. So you'll have the Microsoft Excel training, you have the basic PH taxation, you'll be having the QBD payroll and tax guide, you'll be having QBD software training, you'll be having basic US income taxation, bookkeeping cleanup and catch up, Shopify bookkeeping, real estate bookkeeping, live AMA sessions with each Rise Up Online Learning mentors, and mindset training. Imagine, the value of all the trainings is over 200,000 pesos. Yes. But you see, we understand that hindi po madali ang buhay ngayon. Okay? Mahirap ang buhay kaya hindi namin kayo papresyohan ng ganyan. But just give me a few minutes more. Okay? So, to explain this further, we're not actually going to charge you the 200,000 that this offer is worth, but we have a question for you. Let's say we did charge you the full 200,000, would it be worth it? Imagine the years that you have to skip learning all of these trainings. You have to skip yung mga ibang mga trainings na it's not really essential. Okay? The training that we are offering is specific. So, the pains per niches. Alright? So, once you learn it, you can easily provide solution with your chosen niches. Let's say if it's for real estate. Okay, you want to focus on real estate, and you want to offer your bookkeeping services with RE industry. So you don't know how. So you get Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind, all right, and give you the process how you can be good in managing real estate bookkeeping. All right, you're gonna skip some other steps that is not necessary in doing RE bookkeeping. Right? So you're also gonna skip paying thousands of dollars because I believe just one training, one of the training here will cost like I think 25,000 and above. So imagine the savings that you'll get, and it will give you the life that you ever wanted. So if you want time or financial freedom, this might be the answer. All right. So if I may continue. So of course, we're not going to charge you the 1599 that is worth. So as you can see, kanina 200,000. Now, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna charge you 15,999 that this worth. And also, we're not going to charge you the 10,999 that we sell this for retail. And it's not even close to 899 that most of you were probably assuming that I was going to charge. No. Okay. So let me just reveal to you our regular pricing. Because you are here today, I'm going to give you a very special price of 7,999. Yes, this is our regular pricing for this training. That's a bargain, really. Okay. But, okay, yes, there's a but. But if you grab this offer now, you'll be able to get this for even less. We're slashing the price by 2,000 pesos. Yes, 2,000 pesos. Why we are slashing that? Because this community means a lot to us. We are now celebrating our third anniversary, and we launched our first course during the pandemic. And we are so grateful for the help that we are returning it to the community. And I'm so grateful that other mentors agree with it. to slush another 2,000 pesos for you guys to grab this offer, because all of the mentors would like you to learn and able to earn right away. All right. So next, of course, kung na-compute mo na yan, okay, yes, today's price is only 5,999, and that's 1 year access. That's 1 year access. Okay, hindi po tayo nauubusan ng bonuses dahil alam namin ang halaga ng hard-earned money. Kaya ngayon, okay, if you check out before 11:59 until November 4, 2022, we will add the following items to your cart at no cost. Yes, all of those trainings, okay, 10 trainings, lahat yun sa inyo, plus this. Okay? List of 50 states and their corresponding taxes, list of 50 states minimum wages, list of payroll deductions and its reporting, guided instruction for payroll forms, QuickBooks Desktop payroll subscription, QuickBooks Desktop installer version 2018, time audit tool, app folio, PDF copy, and more. Okay, more. There's, I think there's a cleanup guide. I'm not sure what's exactly the name, but there's more. We're adding more bonuses if you check out, okay, before November 4, 2022. Okay, we'll be adding those items at no cost. Lahat yan. Imagine you're just gonna pay 5,999. And if you're gonna divide it by 10, that's only 599 per training. Wow. Such a bargain. All right. So again, limited time offer. Okay, this is only until November 4, 2022. So, just to sum up the pricing. So today's price is only 5,999, 1 year access. And if you're from batch 1 and batch 2, and you're existing Rise Up Online learning student, you can upgrade to get access to new available courses for only 1,999. And if you're currently an existing TBSA Masterclass student, we will grant you additional 1,000 discount upon enrollment, and you're just gonna pay around 4,999. If you're both, you can upgrade to access to new available courses for only 1,499. All right. Again, for both Rise Up Online Learning batch, you're either from batch 1 or 2, and at the same time, you're a TBSA existing student. So, such a bargain. You'll just need to pay 1,499. And then for existing TBSA Masterclass student and you would like to avail the Rise Up Online Learning training, you only need to pay 4,999. Okay, that's additional 1,000 discount. Okay, so if you're asking what's the payment option, so we have one-time payment and 2 months, 2 monthly pay. Okay, so upon payment, upon enrolling, you'll be paying the 3,499, and then after 30 days, you'll be paying the 3,499 na balance. And then on the other hand, one-time payment, only 5,999. Of course, you'll be saving a lot if you're gonna pay the one-time payment. All right. So we're accepting bank transfer, debit card and credit card. We have GCash, PayMaya, and what else? Yeah, I guess that's it. So bank transfer, GCash, PayMaya, debit card, and credit card. So if you're gonna use the debit or credit card, just check out using PayPal. So we have our enrollment link. All right, we'll be posting it. The enrollment link if you wish to enroll in our batch 3 of Rise Up Online Mastermind. So, yep. Next, I'll be showing you the testimonials for Rise Up Online Learning Mastermind. So we have Miss Mylene, we have Miss Nemaya, and we have Josa, we have Lucelle, we have Rikesa, some of the students we have in the Rise Up Online Learning, and the testimonials that we have inside. So we have Rona, we have Jonalyn, we have Marife. All right. So that's it. Again, Rise Up Online Mastermind Batch 3 is only 5,999. That's 1 year access. You'll be having you're having all the trainings. We have the Microsoft Excel training, basic page taxation, QBD payroll and tax guide, QBD software training, basic US income tax, bookkeeping cleanup and catch up, Shopify bookkeeping, real estate bookkeeping, mindset training. So that's clarity and productivity, and live AMA sessions with each Rise Up Online mentors. Plus, the bonuses I've listed a while ago. Lahat ng yun for a price of one. And that's for 1 year access. Yes, all the live trainings will be recorded. So if you miss all the live trainings, you can still watch the replays. So if you're interested, just click the link below and see you in the inside. Bye.